Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back.
Hi, guys.
To another episode of
Shrink Shorties.
Beautiful.
As always.
Every time.
Your singer.
We
Morgan.
love it. Our lead singer.
Mm-hmm.
I do the background.
Let me hear it.
Well, you have to sing something for me to sing in the background.
Come on, baby. Have you ever seen that? American Idol?
No.
Come on, baby. Like the two guys. And the one's like, I wanna be. And the guy's like, backup, whatever.
Like singer, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, come on. No, you.
That would be me.
It's you. I have to show you when we're done.
Funny. Yeah, I've probably
It's
seen
so
it, but...
funny.
Okay, well, that was your pop culture.
That was the take
pop
for that.
culture for you guys. We do have a theme today.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
We are talking I'm thinking the title is going to be The Last Supper.
Yeah.
So
you might not be getting invited again.
Right. Or you might not be alive. Yeah, we have some stories. We kind of decided to base the stories we found on
this title. We
yes.
don't know each other's stories again, I think. We never heard them.
We don't ever know each other's stories.
Ever, yeah.
So, we love that. You get a surprise. I get a surprise.
Everyone's getting surprises.
You get a surprise. Surprise for you. Surprise for you. Okay.
Let's get into it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have 3 stories. There's one that I definitely want to read.
Okay.
Because I feel like usually you and I are pretty good at agreeing.
Yes,
we have a very hard time not
seeing each other's. Yeah.
Yes.
We're always on the right side.
Yes, that's right. And so this one is, I'm kind of like, okay, what would your take be on this?
Okay.
Okay. So it is from Am I the Asshole?
Mm-hmm.
Title is, Am I the Asshole for taking the last piece of steak at a family dinner table, even though my wife told my stepson he could have it? I am at a moral conundrum here, and I was hoping to hear an outside perspective. I've been married for 3.5 years. My wife has a son from a previous marriage. He is 13 years old and has the same appetite as I did when I was 13, which is to say, he eats like a pig in a dirt factory. I am a manual laborer and the only one who works in the house after my wife has had our baby, who is now just turned 2. Finances are a lot better than they could be because I inherited my family home and we both own our cars. But I'm poor, so we aren't doing great. I frequently skip lunch and breakfast and just drink water so my wife and 2 kids can eat well. And I'll usually just have dinner instead. I came home from work last night and helped my wife finish up dinner, which was steak, potatoes, and broccoli. There was enough steak to go around, and there was some to spare too. I went ahead and ate what was on my plate, but I was still hungry when I was done. By this point, my wife had left the baby with me so she could go take a bath, and I went to grab the last steak, which was on a plate, and my stepson said, that's mine. Mom said I could have it. And I gotta admit, I didn't even think. I said, sorry, kid, you can have all the cheesy potatoes and broccoli in the world, and I'll let you have an extra dessert, but this steak ain't going in your belly. I ate it, and I'm glad because I did think it was absolutely delicious. My wife was majorly upset with me that night and told me I disrespected her and her son as well as her decision making. She told me she gave me the biggest steak and that should have been enough. I apologized to her honestly, and I meant it. But I told her I also felt disrespected because she knows I don't eat anything apart from dinner and try to make sure the kids don't have to go without, and I shouldn't go hungry for my main meal for a 13-year-old. Am I the asshole?
Interesting.
Yeah.
She doesn't work and their kids too?
Mm-hmm.
And you're fucking skipping meals because you're so poor?
So...
And you're eating steak.
Okay,
go. You have something?
I just feel like you're writing in and you're like, I need an outside perspective. But you're really kind of like, I don't eat breakfast and lunch and I only drink water and, I try and do as much as I can and I'm a manual laborer and, You're really milking, like, you're really putting yourself on the pedestal.
Okay.
In my opinion.
And that's not valid?
I just think, like, there's no reason to be...
But he also has to, like, lay out the story for us.
Yeah. But I think you having that piece of steak, like, I guess, like, I guess, but I don't know, like, the manual labor, and then he says, we're a lot better, but we're also poor. Like, which one is it?
Which one is it? And you inherited all this money from your family. It's very weird. I don't think he's... You know, people, like, love to be the victim.
Yes.
It's giving very much that. Like, I don't eat all day. Like, I feel like that's what he goes around and tells people at work. Like, well, I'm famished. Like...
I think he's trying to justify the situation by adding in those little details.
I can see that. He did pull at my heartstrings, though.
Yeah?
I'm on his side.
You are?
You're not?
So, I felt like you were going to say that.
Okay.
And I just feel like I'm very indifferent. One side of me is like, if the kid already said that like, if the kid was already told he could have it, then he should also have it. But if you're a 13-year-old and you already had a steak and I'm an adult, like, maybe you could have split it.
Yes.
Maybe you could have given him a piece. But also, if there's cheesy potatoes and broccoli, like, you're a 13-year-old boy. I'm a grown man. I just came home from work. Like, I'm eating that damn steak.
Yeah, I'm eating that steak.
Right. And so you don't think he's an asshole?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
I agree with you.
Okay.
And he was voted an asshole on Reddit.
I hate Reddit. Why?
They said you're the asshole for having a baby when you can't afford food for you, your son, and your wife. Because again, what you picked up on is they're eating a full steak.
You guys have an extra steak.
Right.
You're doing okay. Okay? It'd be different if you guys were all splitting one steak. Like,
right.
You had four slabs of fucking steak. You're not poor if you have fucking leftovers. Yeah. I'll tell you that right fucking now, okay?
So another person says, this is the sad fact here. I'm all for sacrificing for my kids, but if I knew my husband was going without food often and there was a little extra left, I would give it to him in a heartbeat.
Yes. She should have stood up, like, and said, you know what, Dad worked all day.
Right.
Like, I made you extra potatoes and fucking broccoli. Mm-hmm. You can have those.
Right. Somebody else says, why are they eating steak instead of a more affordable produce-based meal?
Yeah, his story's not adding up. I think he's trying to paint this picture, and it's just not. You're not fooling us, buddy.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I think with what he's saying, like, he's just saying, like, oh, we're not hurting, but also, like, I go without, and, like, I think he's just trying to play
this part, yeah.
That, like, you know, he works so hard, and I'm sure he does, obviously, like.
Yeah, but why isn't your wife working? The kid's 2. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get to work, babe, and put the kid in daycare. That's crazy.
Sometimes, though, like, daycare is honestly more than, like.
Not having a whole other income? I don't think so.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it just depends, but.
There's no way.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that everyone thought he was the asshole.
Yeah, of course.
You're a 13-year-old boy. If you've already had one steak,
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you definitely.
And I think then it should have been a conversation, and they split it. Mm-hmm. Like, a steak is very splittable.
Do you think it matters that it's the stepson?
I mean, that's the thing. We don't know what the dynamics are at home.
But they've been married for 3.5 years. Not even, like, so together dating, just say even for 6 months. So 4 years they've been together. He's 13, so you met him when he was, like, 9.
10, yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and probably living with him for the past 3 years, I would assume.
Yeah. Well, they're married, so.
I don't know really step dynamics, but I know it can vary. Like, the relationships, right? Like, some people, right away, that's dad, and some people are like, I hate this man forever.
Yeah, well, sir, we don't think you're the asshole.
No, eat that steak.
Eat that steak.
It.
Yeah.
You manual laborer.
Right?
You big boy. Like, fucking weird. He did, yeah. He went in a little weird, but.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I have another one about family dinners. So this one, sorry, I have a big-ass laptop today.
Wait, so is this going to be their last supper?
Yeah.
My story.
Oh.
No. They'll get over it.
Yeah, this is sorry, I thought you meant, like, is my story, like, the Last Supper one. Yeah, they'll get over that. That's so, like...
I know.
Just, I hate that he painted this, like, he fucking flashed this poor card and you have a fucking whole extra steak. Like, buddy.
I know.
Touch reality a little bit.
That's silly.
It's very silly, and it's actually fucking disrespectful, okay? So you're the asshole for that. For painting a fucking false picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one goes, am I the asshole for begging my girlfriend to uphold a sexist tradition just so she can make a good first impression? I have a big family that's incredibly close. We have big family dinners every few months where we all meet at my great-grandfather's estate and eat together. Typically, how this works is that the women go cook for the time they're there and the men don't. Which I am fully aware it's sexist as hell. That being said, I am one of the youngest people in my family, and my protests mean literally nothing. Some of these women choose not to cook. However, it is usually met with a level of ostracizing. The women who don't cook are wives and long-term girlfriends, so they kind of already have a good family relationship doctored in. When I have seen new partners not cook, it's gone bad, like completely ostracized, not speaking to, cattiness, rudeness, etc. The dinner will be in 2 weeks, and my girlfriend was asked if she would attend. Initially, she said yes, which is great. I want her to meet everyone and for everyone to get used to her being around. But when I explained to her the tradition, she was understandably bothered. I told her that I understand where she was coming from, however, it was best for everyone if she just played along. I told her this isn't a permanent thing, and that I am only asking her to do this so that she can avoid bad treatment from the rest of my family. This is her first impression, and I don't think it's best if we cause waves. She told me that it's unacceptable and that if she has to do this, she will not be going. I've tried to find a compromise with her on this, but she won't budge, and she's pissed at me. She told me that if I think it's acceptable to make her do this, I'm just as bad as everyone else. Am I the asshole?
No.
He's not the asshole.
No.
Okay. It's a good story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, this is when I don't know what you're gonna say.
I know.
So I think that, first of all, he doesn't say how old he is. He just says he's the youngest in the family.
Yeah, there's no age.
My thing is, like, if I'm meeting someone's family for the first time, I'm not sitting there, like, going in and basting the turkey and doing all this, but I'm gonna go help. Like, I'm gonna go kind of make myself known that, like, hey guys, like, is there anything I can do?
Right, especially if you're being invited to dinner.
Right, that would just be the automatic thing I would do.
Okay.
I don't know if she's expected to, like, cook the whole...
Not by herself, like, with the other women in the family.
But I just think that that's a good way, or, like, a nice time to, like, get to know people and talk to them and, like...
Wait, what are you saying? She should be doing this?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said he's the asshole.
No. He's not the asshole.
Okay.
I don't think he's the asshole. Like, I think he's just saying, like, hey, this is a tradition. Like, this is what we do.
It's not like every Sunday.
No, they're having a family dinner. This is what I'm saying. Like, why would you not go in there and just be like, yeah, like, what can I help with? What are you going to do, sit there with all the guys? Like, if all the women are already kind of chatting and, like, I think that it's, like, it's being too far looked into. Like, oh, I know it's sexist and this and that. Like, if that's just kind of what they all do, then what's the issue, in my opinion? Like, I don't think that it should be... When he was like, oh, it doesn't usually end well for the women. And that's the problem then.
Yes.
Because, like, now you're just kind of looking for a problem. And I think then if this girlfriend of yours goes in there and then they're, like, almost testing her, and it's a test, then that's when it's like,
this is weird.
I'm not being put in that position.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, like... If it's something like where it's like, hey, like a lot of the times, like my mom and my aunts, like they'll be in the kitchen cooking, and like that's just kind of what all the women do. They hang out in the kitchen. They, you know, pass this and pass that. I've never had this experience, okay, but I'm saying if that's what the case is, you know, I think that that's very light. Like, it's just the girls are with the girls, the guys are with the guys.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't always need to be where it's like, I know that it's sexist, or I know that it's this. Like, you know, because typically the men are the ones at the barbecue, by the barbecue in the summer. Like, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't think he's the asshole. I think that it's...
So she's the asshole.
I think she's being overdramatic. Yes, I think she's being overdramatic. What do you think?
Just to stir the pot.
Oh.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, like, you're meeting my family. They've invited you over. But if that's not something I'm comfortable with and it goes against my values and my morals...
What specifically are you not comfortable with?
Just this idea, of all the women cooking and that, like, not to go back to that, but what he said about, like, they're ostracized if they don't, especially the new girlfriends and stuff. Yeah, I think it's fucking weird. I don't want to be around your family. Do I think, though, that maybe this is it only happens every so often, like once a month or something? If this is someone you see a future with and everything else is good and I have to go put on a show every Sunday and pretend to fucking cook, yeah, maybe I'd put up with it. But I think it's weird. I think the family dynamic is weird, and I think that's kind of what it stems from. Even he was like, my word means nothing, pretty much. Like, this just gives a weird family. Obviously, it sounds like they have money. He's like, my great-grandfather's estate we all go to.
Yeah.
It's just, it's giving very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I get that point, too, though.
No, I get yours, too, for sure.
Like, I would just... Again, it just depends how serious and how hardcore they are, you know? What is so basically, what was his question? Am I the asshole for expecting?
Yes,
essentially.
Basically, like,
wanting her to come. Okay.
Yeah. And just kind of playing into this role, just to please everyone.
I guess if he said, like, my word doesn't matter, then... You know, if I was her, I would just say, like, just make it known, like, maybe she doesn't know how to cook, or maybe, you know, she is shy, and...
No, she doesn't want to, so that's what, like, it's not that she doesn't want to cook, it's not that she's shy, or, doesn't know how to cook, she quite literally doesn't want to play into this role, is what it's giving.
But I honestly, like...
You think it's not a big deal, just do it.
Yeah, like, it's a tradition of theirs. It's not like you said. They're not doing this every Tuesday and Sunday or every Sunday. Like, this is once in a while. They're all getting together. Like, when you are having Thanksgiving, like, who's usually cooking?
See, like, my dad did all, like, the typical woman roles in my life. So it's just, like, my mom's the social one. Like, when we have people over, like, my mom's, like, out chatting, my dad's in the kitchen, like, cooking, cleaning. So, like, it didn't, like, that's just not the way I grew up, like, the women. But I know so many people, that's what it is. Like, the guys kind of chill, hang out, and, like, the women are
See,
cooking.
I think the problem would be, though, with me is, like, oh, no one else, like, I'm not going to get up after my dinner and start clearing everyone's plates. Like, you're a grown-up, take your plate to the kitchen.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is, like, no. Yeah. I'm not playing into that. But if you're being asked to just hang out in the kitchen and get to know somebody and, you know, pass a few fucking spices around.
Yeah.
Like, really. And like you said, if this is somebody you can see yourself being with and everything else aside from this is great in your relationship, you're, like, pick your battles.
Fair. But, yeah, and then I think that brings up the question of, like, picking your battles. Do I need to have a good relationship with your family? Like, if it's not like he agrees with it, he also disagrees with it. So why can't we both come together as a unit, as a couple, and be like, we don't want to partake in this, take it how you kind of want. You know what I mean? Like, I would want my partner to advocate for me, I feel like, in a sense. You invited me to your house.
Yeah.
I'm a guest. Like, quite literally. And it's this weird expectation that I need to go there and cook. It's bizarre. And I think if my partner, which he sounds like he's admitted it's very sexist and he doesn't agree with it, then speak up and be a fucking man.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, Reddit said he's the asshole.
Of course.
Voted the asshole. First comment goes, "You're the asshole," and they put this in, like, quotations. "Why won't my girlfriend abandon her sense of self-respect so that she can establish herself as a subservient woman, tool, so that my sexist family won't mentally and verbally abuse her? She just doesn't get it." Then someone else goes underneath, like, why is my girlfriend mad that my family expects her to cook for them after inviting her to dinner as a guest? It just, like, keeps going, like, all these people, like...
Okay,
and
but,
why
like,
does she
really
think I should myself
here.
not abuse her the way my family wants to?
Because he actually quite literally said he knows that it's wrong. So, really, these people
but
are...
But you know it's wrong, but you still want to feed into it. So it's not that wrong. If I genuinely thought something was wrong, I would let my family know, this is weird, this is fucked up, my partner's not going to be doing this.
But is it that fucked up to go and ask somebody to literally, like I said, hand you some spices and sit in the kitchen and, like, again, we don't know how much she's being expected to do.
Yes.
If this girl's expected to come with the raw turkey and literally, like, stick the stuffing in the bird herself.
I'm not going nowhere and fucking cooking as a guest. I'm not doing it, Morgan.
But if you're asked to, like, if you're like, hey, is there something I can set up? Can I set the table?
Different.
But this, yeah, I don't know. Like, oh, do
this
you
is
need
like
me to...
before we already go, I'm letting you know that you're gonna have to cook. That's weird. This is weird.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I was being asked to do that, I would be like, what am I cooking? Yeah, I get it. But
I would be actually annoyed. Especially because he's already, like...
If Shamar asked this of you, you would be annoyed?
I would be like, this is weird. Like, he's already kind of prepping her. Do you know what I mean? Like, this dinner's coming up, just so you know, like, you're going to be expected to cook. It's going to cause a lot of waves if you don't cook.
Maybe he's nervous, though, and I know it sucks. I know that it's not right, but, like, I want you there. I want you to be a part of my family. You know, we don't have
sexist family.
But that's his family. Like, clearly it's not like he really... Like, I get it. He's kind of like, yeah, okay, like, let's just go. But, like, he also said he's the youngest. Maybe he doesn't have it in him to be like, I'm not coming. And
well,
then
he should cook with the women. Because he's a
well,
fucking
maybe
little
he should. But, like,
bitch.
I don't think he's an absolute asshole for this. I just think everyone sucks in this situation, to be honest.
Who sucks? Why? The girl doesn't suck. You think she sucks for not playing into it?
I just, like, I'm not picturing it as, like, again, she's bringing a turkey and she's literally being asked to cook it and season it and everyone's sitting there critiquing what she's doing. I'm just I'm imagining they're going to have dinner, all the women are going to be in the kitchen. Like, honestly, I don't know. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, that's a little weird. You know, if I can do something, I can do it. Or, again, like, if there's something I can do, I will. But also... I'll go start peeling damn potatoes. Like, I don't, like, that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Like, I just, again, and if this person and I have a good relationship, like, I will do that for you. I think there are some sacrifices
no, you're
that
right.
you have
Absolutely,
to make. And I think, like, again, once in a while, you being expected to do something for somebody, you fucking put your happy face on and you play your little... role for a minute.
Yeah.
And men too, not just women.
Yes.
Like, again,
like, get ready when you come to my family's
and
dinner.
that's the thing, though. Or, like...
One other comment I will just read, because there's a few that go off with it, but it says, this is the most bizarre story in my opinion. I grew up in the 80s and 90s in a very traditional family where the women were housewives and the men worked outside the home. And yes, at family gatherings, the woman cooked and cleaned up. But even then, it would have been unheard of to expect a woman who was beating the family for the first time to participate in the cooking. This isn't a custom. This is a hazing or ritual or a test. The OP may not even realize this, but the woman and his family have to deal with all sort of crap. It's definitely not just this once. And that's what I kind of, like, this is just kind of a precursor for what this family is like.
Yeah.
And...
So then maybe she goes in, she feels it out, and then if she decides, like, from there, you know, I did this, like, okay, I did it, don't expect me to do this all the time.
Yeah.
And he needs to stick up for her and say that to his family then, if they're going to be together. I think it's all about, like, communication and how far you're willing to go, because, again, then, if she isn't willing to do that, and he can't not have her there to do that, then they're obviously not meant to be together, and there is somebody out there that will do that for you and with your family, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I don't know.
How much are you willing to take, or how much are you willing to give?
That's it.
And if you don't want to, then bye. We don't need to be together. Okay, I have 2 different stories here. You pick which one you want to hear.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for leaving dinner at my husband's family's house over a comment he made about my miscarriage?
Oh.
Or am I the asshole for telling my extended family how many men, roughly, my sister has slept with after she outed our youngest brother as a virgin?
Fuck, those are good.
Right?
I think I want to hear the miscarriage one. We'll
Okay.
have to get back to that other one, because
Okay.
that also sounds good, but part 2 of family supper last
Right?
summer.
Sorry, am I the asshole for leaving dinner at my husband's family's house over a comment he made about my miscarriage? My husband and I have been trying to have kids for 3 years. I've had a series of miscarriages and not a single pregnancy was successful. A recent miscarriage, was a month ago. And although my husband never said anything up until now, to me personally, the tension and the emotions are very overwhelming, and I've become too sensitive to even mention the topic. He took me to his family's house for dinner last night, and my miscarriage was brought up by his mom. The look of disappointment on her face made me lose my appetite completely. She went on and on about what could have caused it, and then my husband chimed in and said that he's starting to come to the conclusion that maybe I am incapable of being a mom. I was floored for 2 reasons. One is that he would even say such a thing. 2 is that no doctor has ever told me that there was something wrong with me specifically for him to declare that I was incapable of bearing children and being a mom hurt like a sting. I looked at him and he was like, "What?" Then told me that not to get offended since he was just being honest. He said he loves me and thinks that I am perfect, but still thinks that I'm flawed in that area, referring to motherhood. I had it at that point. I got up from my seat, took my stuff, and headed to the door. I said nothing, just made my way out. He shouted at me, and I didn't stop. I went home, and he came and started unloading on me about how immature and too sensitive and ridiculous I was being. He said he was trying to give his honest opinion about the matter, and I have no right to police the words that came out of his mouth. Whether I like what I'm hearing or not, it's still the truth. We argued some time and then stopped talking altogether. He keeps saying I exaggerated and walking out of dinner was disrespectful to him and his family for literally doing it over nothing. I'm unsure if I handled the situation the right way or yet acted out of emotions. Am I the asshole?
Not even in the slightest.
Pack
your little bags.
Quite literally. I'm actually floored. Because I swear on everything, I would be divorcing this man. 3 years you've been trying for a kid with him and he's never said something like this ever?
Weird.
That's weird. And now all of a sudden...
He's got a lot to fucking say.
And your mom actually doesn't need to get fucked.
Get fucked. Actually, you fucking...
Is that not insanity? It's just so funny because there was another story about this woman who couldn't have children. She went to doctors. They were like, "You're fine."
It's a sperm.
It was him.
It's literally.
And he was too scared to tell his mom, and his mom was trying to get him to leave his wife.
That's funny.
And he never told the wife that it was him.
Dried up fucking sperm.
He never told his mom. Sorry, yeah. And then the wife came to the house and they had a dinner and. The mom brought it up about her not being able to have children.
Oh, I hope she fucking let her know.
And obviously the wife was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Crazy.
You tell your parents and your family what the real reason is that we can't have kids.
Right.
It's because of you, not me." And
also,
and that could be the case now.
Yeah.
If you've gone to all these doctor's appointments and they're saying you are not infertile.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Why do men think that this specific situation
is
always a woman's issue?
Yeah. And why is it I don't know, a flaw in their whole, it's honestly just fucking luck.
Seriously.
It's just luck of the fucking draw if your shit works or it fucking doesn't. That's so fucking crazy. Fuck the mom.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's luck she hasn't gotten pregnant.
Oh, well, that too.
Because I'm there's a reason. You are meant to be with somebody else who will clearly treat you right. And there's
shit that works.
There's actually literally a lady I know. She was with this guy for years. She's an older woman. I used to work with her. With this guy, one guy for years. Couldn't get pregnant. They they were together, but nothing was great.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up getting with somebody else. Like, they broke up. She was with somebody else. And then she ended up getting pregnant. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking loser.
Ugh.
Incompetent to be a mother.
And then just for him to not even realize the disrespect and the like, just how big of the issue what he's saying is.
It's crazy, yeah. And even for the mom to just kind of have, like, she said, that, like, disgusted look on her face, like, it is so already traumatizing to hear that news and go through however many miscarriages she did. She just had one a month ago.
Yeah.
What, like, that is so, like, you should be there supporting her, telling her all these things, like, not looking at her like she's some fucking dried up fucking
I know
raisin pussy bitch. Like,
raisin pussy.
I don't know what. No.
What is this? That's gonna be on merch.
Raisin pussy bitch. Pussy bitch.
Pussy beach.
No, cause what the fuck, bitch? No, what are the comments? Obviously, she's not the asshole. I would have stormed the fuck out of there.
Well, someone was like, you probably should go get checked. No, I'm kidding. No, could you imagine? Girl, don't have kids with this man. That's the top comment.
Yeah, of course.
Not to mention that his sperm may be the cause of the miscarriages. 50 to 80% of reoccurrent first trimester miscarriages are due to the chromosological and the genetic normabilities, of which he is contributing 50%. Low quality man, low quality sperm.
That's funny.
The science checks out.
I love that.
Yeah, the results are in, and you're a bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
It just upsets me that she's questioning the way she handled that situation.
Yeah.
Because it would have just sucked if she would have blown up and been like, fuck all of you, fuck this, fuck that. You can't take that back. But you walking out of a place
is best case
scenario. Is best case, and obviously, like, that's just, you're just defeated. Like, what can you say?
No, it's very
It's just, I need to go. Clearly, this is awful.
I'm not welcome here. No one has my back, which is very upsetting in a situation like that.
So that's crazy. Well, those were really good stories.
Yeah.
I feel like we weren't entirely
they were good
on each other's sides.
I know.
I like the name, the topic. That was good.
It was good to have like cohesion. I feel like in our stories because they're just all over the place sometimes. But yeah.
Couldn't be us. I said couldn't be us.
Couldn't be us. But yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yep, and don't forget to eat dinner.
Supper.
Ciao.
Ciao. See you guys next Monday.